Hi, I'm Phoebe McDowell and welcome to Dear Dermatologist. Today I'm joined by consultant dermatologist Dr Anjali Mahto and we are talking about hormonal acne. Oh. So we've had Jasmine write in. Jasmine is 35. She suffers terribly from hormonal acne. She says she treats it with retinol, she uses SPF, but then it causes her further breakouts. So I guess the initial problem in trying to treat it, she's causing herself a whole world of bother.
So I want to start by saying all acne is hormonal. So I think when we refer to hormonal acne, we are talking specifically about female adult acne that flares up once a month, usually just before a woman's period, but it can happen sort of halfway through the cycle. Now, what's really interesting is the pattern of acne that we tend to see, particularly when it's related to menstruation or cycles, is it often affects the lower part of the face.
Always around the jaw.
That's exactly right. So often it's jawline, it's chin, it's upper neck, and sometimes the actual neck itself as well. And often the spots that can develop are also super deep that go along with it as well. So we're not talking about the odd superficial spot that clears in a couple of days. No. It's the kind of spot that you know when it appears, it's very deep, it's very painful, and it's still going to be there, probably a week or two later. All acne is related to hormonal shifts, as well as an underlying tendency or genetics. So essentially, we all have hormones, and even women contain hormones such as testosterone in their skin. And what happens, particularly in the second half of the cycle, is you can get increased levels of testosterone, another hormone called progesterone, which can increase the size and the activity of the oil glands in your skin. If your oil glands are more active, you're throwing out more oil onto the skin surface, which means your pores can get blocked.
Yes.
And once those pores are blocked, bacteria that naturally live on our skin and form our skin's microbiome are able to act on those blocked pores and create those deeper spots.
And of course, the instinctive reaction is to just pile on a load of products to try and ameliorate the look of it, to try and lessen the effects of it, to conceal it and cover it with really heavy occlusive formulas, and that's not what we should be doing.
So if we think about things that we should be doing, what should a good acne type routine look like? Assuming that you're not on any medical or prescription treatments, you want to start off first of all in the mornings making sure you're cleansing your skin thoroughly, so you've got a good base for the rest of your routine. Acne-prone skin can often be slightly oily as well, or combination. So maybe using a foaming cleanser rather than a balm cleanser would be better for your skin to make sure that any oil or residue is properly removed from the skin surface itself. Once you've done that, making sure that you are using ingredients that can help reduce inflammation if you are prone to blemishes. So ingredients like salicylic acid, niacinamide, vitamin A, sulfur, zinc, they're all incredibly useful. So maybe using something like a salicylic acid toner after you've cleansed the skin. So the Paula's Choice 2% BHA could be a good example of this. And then once you've done that, a light oil-free moisturiser followed by a sunscreen. Now with sunscreen, people that are acne prone or blemish prone often don't like wearing sunscreens because it can feel heavy on the skin.
Understandable. It feels counterintuitive to have that as a solution.
The sunscreen's important though, because if you're using things like salicylic acid or vitamin A, those things can make your skin sensitive to sunlight. But when you're using a sunscreen, using kind of light or gel type products, so something like the Heliocare 360, the gel oil free.
So good.
I like that one.
Love it.
And then the other one that I think is quite good if you prefer a mineral sunscreen over a chemical one, the Jan Marini Physical Protectant. And
tried that.
It's a good one and it's lightly tinted as well. So if there is redness, it will neutralise the redness.
On to our next ingredient, which I think by now everyone does associate as a real cure-all for spots, and it's vitamin A.
Sure.
So it's a minefield to navigate.
The group of vitamin A compounds that we've got, they're all known as retinoids. And there are different types of retinoids of varying strength. So the reason, first of all, that we like using retinoids is they have multiple benefits to the skin. They can increase skin cell turnover, so they can be particularly good for fine lines, pigmentation. But they also have anti-blackhead, anti-pore blocking activity. So if you are blemish prone, your skin is oily, there are lots of blackheads that can benefit that as well. If we look look at most of the clinical trial data that we've got, if you're acne or blemish prone, there might be some benefit in using retinaldehyde containing products. So products, for example, like the retinol niacinamide youth serum.
Yes.
Or the Medicate Crystal Retinal, because they're
Brilliant.
both retinaldehyde, over a retinol ester or a retinol. So that could be something else to look at in a routine. And I would put that into a routine at night after cleansing. And then maybe...
And why at night?
So they can make your skin quite sensitive to the sun. We've also got the salicylic in the morning, and I wouldn't want to necessarily layer the salicylic acid plus the vitamin A together. The reason being that you can cause irritation, redness, peeling, flaking. We want to try and avoid that. So we want actives either end of the day that are doing what they need to do. And then I would add a moisturiser afterwards if your skin feels like it needs it. But leave a little bit of a gap between your vitamin A and your moisturiser so your skin has got time to absorb the vitamin A so it can do what it needs to do. The other thing that can be of benefit that I think is quite useful is spot stickers. I have the Peace Out ones that I use and I think they're great. I've certainly seen articles where people will say change your routine around the time of your cycle. I'm not sure there's benefit in that because the thing is blackheads and clogged pores are forming every 20 to 40 days. So you've got to be consistent with your routine to see benefits rather than just focus it on a certain time of the month.
Yeah, that makes sense. I will be heeding your advice. So Jasmine, just to recap, your AM and your PM skincare routine.
So if your skin is super oily, maybe use something like a salicylic acid cleanser in the morning, so something like the CeraVe Blemish Control Cleanser. Following that, use an oil-free moisturiser and then a mattifying sunscreen, so something like the HelioCare Gel Oil-Free or the Jan Marini Physical Protectant if you prefer to use a mineral sunscreen if your skin is a little bit sensitive. In the evening, if you are wearing makeup, please make sure that you double cleanse. So with your first cleanse, maybe a micellar water, so something like the Garnier Sensitive Skin one would be quite a good one to start with. Remove your face, your eye makeup with that. And then use your cleanser, so it could be the same blemish control from the morning. Then use a retinaldehyde containing product and then a moisturiser afterwards. If your skin is not oily, don't use a salicylic acid cleanser. Maybe use something like the CeraVe Cream to Foam, which is very gentle. You could add in a salicylic acid toner, like the Paula's Choice afterwards. Your oil-free moisturiser, then your sunscreen, and then non-comedogenic or oil-free makeup should you choose to wear it. In the evening, you double cleanse, again to make sure that you have removed the sunscreen and any makeup that may be on your skin. Following that, you can use your retinaldehyde containing product and then your moisturiser afterwards.
Thank you so much for watching, Jasmine. We hope that helps you, but also anyone else who is suffering from hormonal acne. We'll put more products that Dr. Anjali recommends in the description box of the video, so don't forget to check them out. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Times Beauty YouTube channel, and we'll see you again next week.